Sun in Virgo, Moon in Aries. So we're gonna be dealing with critical thinking and focusing on being passionate. Of course, dealing with our goals. So of course we got the Sun trine Uranus. So that's basically learning how to be unique individual and learn how to be passionate and self-expression. But it's gonna be difficult during these times. So it's the time to shine and put your own uniqueness and find yourself charismatically. Moon square Jupiter. This is dealing with emotions and abundance. So basically, this is a square. So we're gonna learn how to basically deal with this deep healing and finding regeneration at the end of the tunnel. You're always gonna be promised a treasure. And of course, we gotta learn how to utilize comfort and security when we dealing with this aspect. So those new experiences and dealing with home matters is basically what we're gonna be dealing with. So every day is a challenge at this point. Also, we dealing with Mercury sextile Venus, so it's basically dealing with love affairs, being more charming, a lot of flirting, a lot of communication, interaction, business goals, orientation, love and money, peace, harmony, and balance gonna play a factor. Or you might just come across somebody that's interacting with you and bringing this towards you. Also, we got the Sun trine Jupiter, so it's basically dealing with abundance and opportunities. Can initiate, make, and create. So it's a time to shine your uniqueness and have experiences and basically have your own principles when you're dealing with the outside influences, the energies we're gonna be dealing with. So it's a whole lot of faith and hope when we're dealing with the creations of that matter. We also got Moon square Pluto, so it's basically learn how to deal with deep healings and new regeneration. Basically, killing anything that's holding us back or just basically overcoming any obstacles. And the moon like to basically don't switch up. So we gotta learn how to basically resist any feelings and emotions that's not ours and basically trust our gut to utilize Pluto. Pluto gonna basically put more deep hurting on us if we don't utilize Pluto in our own effort. Pluto gonna utilize its own self. So it may be a little complications going on, dreams and nightmares and illusions, but this is a time to basically step forward and have self-control when we're dealing with our deep feelings and emotions and trauma. Mercury trine Saturn, so it's basically dealing with new experience, with grounding and new circumstances, situations we can play out through. So this basically grounding our ideas and basically putting this into practice too. Also, we got Venus opposing Saturn, so it's basically dealing with responsible restrictions and dealing with spending money. So we feel the need to basically save our money and not be spending our money on shit that don't really mean anything or no values and shit. Being more open to being more balanced and not dealing with the negative aspects. Just basically dealing with self control right now and discipline during these times. So discipline is key right now. So utilize this energy. You will have good fortune coming down the line. Also, we got Mars square Saturn, so this basically dealing with difficulties, with obstacles. So a lot of Capricorns may be going through rough times, whether they're dealing with their parents, dealing with the outside world, money, possessions, control, and all that other shit. Depending on how you if you're planting good seeds or if you're in a position or if you're working on getting to that position. You might have issues with your parents or some shit right now. So be aware of that because Saturn is like the father figure, the mother figure. So well, it's a reality. Or somebody might just feel the need to lash out at you and say get a job, but you don't want to get a job. You don't want to work for nobody. You want to be your own boss, your own individual, because you already know what's going on in society and that structure. Also, we got Jupiter sextile Neptune, so our three powers: creativity, imagination, belief. Utilize that into the best of our ability. We can create abundance, and of course, with this new full moon just passed, if you was planting good seeds, you would see that. If you planting bad seeds, it's time to catch up and remove negativity, and you don't want to wait too long because it's time to take advantage of this opportunities that we have in front of us. Never be passive and never be naive. Also, we got Saturn conjunct Pluto, so it's basically dealing with power and control through responsibility. So if you're not taking power and control over your structure in your life and putting death and transformation to anything that's holding you back, Pluto gonna do that, and of course Saturn gonna keep ain't coming at you and that voice in your head saying, "Yo, you gotta do this, you gotta do this." And you're gonna feel the guilt if you're not taking care of your responsibilities too, no matter what it is, whether it's work, daily routines, studies, practice, or whatever the case may be. Take care of that shit ASAP. Neptune sextile Pluto. So we in a new age, new time. So are we utilizing our imagination to create, or we allowing the government to do that shit for us? And if when you allow that shit to do that for you, you become somebody's peasant. You working they hell and get taken advantage of. Also, we got Sun opposing Neptune. So this is basically dealing with guilt and finding difficulties trying to utilize our self-expression, our dreams, imagination. For me, this is opposing energy. So of course, reality, fantasies, and self-expression may be a hard time because Neptune don't really like being here neither, and the Sun. But basically, we gotta shed light on our we gotta utilize the left also with the right brain because Neptune is dealing with imagination, intuition, dreamland. But of course, you gotta ground them. You gotta ground them dreams. You gotta self-express it. So basically, take center stage in that. Also, we got Sun Tron Pluto. So this basically personal self-control, self-expression that we can utilize in our own trine. So basically, self-express ourselves and basically be center stage and utilize our passion. So where we want to be in the next life, here on out. Moon. We also got Moon conjunct Mars. So it's basically blending the emotions together. So we're gonna feel passionate about getting things done and getting to it. For me. Also, we got Moon square Saturn. So that's basically learning balance, dealing with depression and all kind of deep issues and guilt and worry. But if you was playing good seeds, you won't have to be worrying about this. You may feel a little bit of energy of this, but if you was on a good spectrum and basically not adding weight to your depression, you getting deeply risen, you won't have to go to this prison hole to basically put you down there in that spectrum. Also, we got Moon conjunct Chiron. Basically, this is dealing with concern, encouragement of be having self control and basically dealing with healing people, places, and things, and being considerate. And also, if we're not in our home or our comfort zone, we may feel uncomfortable about these aspects. So we be aware of that. We also got Mercury trine Pluto, so it's basically dealing with hidden, deep healing, deep thoughts that we was basically having pondered throughout our life or just in general. It's a time to basically put transformation and self-control over the way we think and control our mind and come up with our own concept and analyze the details and shit and basically investigate what was basically holding us back. Everything is gonna come to reveal at this point. We also got Venus opposing Pluto, so this basically dealing with love, money, control matters, possessions, and also a love and hate relationship issue. So might be money struggles when it comes to relationships or relating to people, places, things all over the world. Be aware of that. And of course, they trying to get rid of the U.S. dollar too. So they trying to get everybody on that welfare system. So be aware of that shit too. Motherfucker. We also got Mars square Pluto. So this basically learn how to utilize our self-expression towards transformational aspects. So we utilizing it in a good way or bad way. I would prefer you utilizing it in a good way. Go to the gym, go exercise, or else things can get very violent depending on how you utilize this aspect. And be aware of people, places, and things that's bringing that violence near you. Stay away from these fuck people, or they're gonna pretty much shorten your astral travel during this phase. Also, we got Jupiter trine Uranus, so that's basically dealing with inventiveness, uniqueness, experiences, goals, being humanitarian, and basically self-compassion. So if we're utilizing this and doing this in our own unique way, it may feel rebellious because if people don't agree to the way we think and feel and have our beliefs, there can be tension. So please be aware of that shit. Also, we got Jupiter conjunct Pluto, so this basically dealing with willpower, regeneration, and new experiences. So basically, if we're not utilizing Pluto to put death and transformation to anything that's basically holding us back, we won't be able to have new experiences. We're gonna basically be in the hell, repeat the same routine pattern. So that's basically utilize Pluto and that willpower to basically regenerate and bring new abundance and new hope and faith in our life. Also, we got we got oh yeah, I'm about to run through the houses. I'm done with the energy. So basically, when we got Aries and when we got Aries, so basically when we got Mars and Aries, it's basically dealing with force, passion and new plans and new goals. So focus on finishing it. Don't start something and don't finish it. For me, it's a time to utilize that and use that self-aggression and our self-control to basically get what we need to do and get done. And of course, if you got this moon in Aries, you're going to be feeling the need for other people, places, and things to tell you, oh, you need to self-express yourself and take power and control over what you need to utilize. Also, when we got Mars and Taurus, basically dealing with strength, stability, determination. But of course, temper tantrums and anger can play a fault at this matter, especially dealing with possessions and values. So we got to take self control of our values and our money matters at during this time, and don't be too impulsive. And of course, Mars don't like being in Taurus because it's basically like things stability. We don't like being rushed. So basically, be aware of that shit too. You don't want to basically be put into that circumstance situation. So you make sure you playing good seeds and not having any issues going on. Also, when we dealing with Mars and Gemini, it's basically dealing with scattered confusionness and thinking communication and nervousness. So basically, be organized. Make sure you take a chill pill, meditate, clear your mind. So you, because when you have too much on your mind, of course you a good sign. You can multitask too, but you got a whole lot of shit on your mind. This can play out into this aspect. So if you got also Moon in Gemini, this is what you're gonna receive. And if you do got Moon in Taurus, you need to take self. You're gonna be coming across people, places, and things that you need to take self control and value over. And of course, when we got Mars and Cancer, this is basically dealing with self control, being passionate, being more determined, and having a balance with our emotions. But be aware of too much control because this basically can bring fear and this can basically bring uncomfortability because, of course, you may be too passionate, but of course, you may feel the need to try to nourish and nurture everybody else. So it's basically how the moon is for me. It always go with its heart and its soul. But if you get overwalked on, things can get very ugly for that person. But of course, if you got the moon in Cancer, you're going to be receiving influences from people, places, and things that's trying to nourish you and take care and control of you. If you got this, if you got Mars in Leo, you're going to be dealing with Mars and Leo. You're going to be dealing with achieving your goals and having more energy and taking more risks and overcoming any obstacles and circumstances, situations, especially if you're playing good seeds. You got a moon in Leo. You're gonna be receiving this kind of influence from people, places, and things all around the world. You're gonna feel the need to push forward towards that. You got Mars and Virgo. You're gonna be dealing with self-control, daily working routine, perfection, sacrifices. You may be a knick-knack as far as over complaining about people, places, and things, or taking too many responsibilities or people, places, and things in your location of daily work or daily routine. You might feel the need that they're being selfish at this time. Try to balance it out. Moon and Virgo, you're gonna be receiving this kind of energy also. Also, when we got Mars and Libra, this is basically dealing with self control and not being too selfish, dealing with your partners or being having balance and having control when you in this aspect. Feel me? Things get a little foggy during this time, so Libra don't like being in Mars neither, aka Aries. So be aware of this. If you got a moon in Libra, you're gonna be receiving these influences. Also, when we got Mars and Scorpio, you're gonna feel the need to challenge yourself, have more self control, more willpower, and uniqueness in your own way. Try to be careful and shit, because you don't want to be pushing this towards others, so you might receive jealousy acts and people, places, and things in that manner. Also, if you got a moon in Scorpio, you're gonna be receiving this. Mars and Jupiter is basically dealing with travel, wisdom, physical expression. Make sure you taking care of that. Also, be aware of starting projects and not finishing them. And of course, be aware of arguments and debates you may get into because people don't resonate with you. Got a moon in Jupiter, you're going to be receiving this influence from people, places, and things. Also, Mars and Capricorn, difficulties, self-expression, obstacles. Work on that because you're gonna be feeling the need to basically break through that. And if you got a moon in Capricorn, you may feel this energy too, doing from people, places, and things. Also, Mars and Aquarius, dealing with confidence, um, satisfaction, energy, passion, and of course, this is also dealing with strength too. So if you was playing good seeds, you won't have to worry about any negativity. So if you got a moon in Aquarius, you're gonna be receiving this influence, and of course, Pisces, last but not least, dreams, intuition, and imagination. Try not to give your all to somebody in front of you. Learn how to utilize that for yourself so you can get from point A to point B a lot faster, and that's it.